Hi guys, welcome to Movie Reviews with Fee, and today I'm going to be reviewing Spike Lee's new movie starring the Denzel Washington, Highest to Lowest. Now, let me preface this by saying I am biased toward a love for Spike Lee movies. I have been for a very long time. Um, I absolutely love his movies with Denzel Washington. I definitely believe Highest to Lowest is worth you going to the theaters to see. It's beautifully shot. You got Denzel being Denzel and playing this very, very complicated character, Mr. King, who is this head of a record label. He owns the record label. He has this beautiful family, wife, son Trey, and his best friend Paul, who is his driver. He also lives with him, and his son Kyle, Paul's son Kyle, lives with them, and Kyle and Trey are best friends, and you know, they're like a big happy family or whatever. However, there's a monkey wrench gets thrown in when one of the kids is kidnapped. So initially they think it's Trey. The police get involved. It becomes like this thriller type of movie, and King has to decide is he going to use everything he's ever worked for to pay the ransom for his son, or is he going to, he's in the middle of this merger and he can't really afford, to do that. Well, of course, he's going to pay the ransom. Well, there's a monkey wrench. The kidnappers get the kids mixed up, and they end up they end up kidnapping Paul's son, thinking he's Trey. So now there's a change, and there's no the urgency of, oh my God, we'll do anything for our son. It's like, oh no, that's your son, and you poor Paul. So I love the fact that Denzel plays this complicated character. He's not, this good guy hero type, and you see, of course he has a crazy range in acting, but what he goes through trying to determine what's the right thing to do. Is the right thing is to put himself first, or the right thing is to be selfless and give everything he's worked his whole life for someone else. Okay, so we have that. ASAP Rocky, he plays somebody in the movie. I'm not gonna give it away, but it's a good film. I will say it's too long for me, and there literally were scenes I'm just like, this is taking forever. Like, why is this even like in here? And that's one critique I have of Spike Lee movies. The next critique I have of Spike Lee movies begs the question, and I'm not trying to start anything, but I just have to ask, man. Is Spike Lee a colorist? I just was looking at the female characters in this movie, from the wife to the ingenue singers to the wannabe singers to, like, all of these women were very noticeably, they had a biracial aesthetic. Like a very high, this is an antiquated term, but high yellow, like one drop rule, like, let me look at you and try to see if you're black or not. And this is why it matters. There was a critique of Spike Lee made a post heralding, like, I think her name is Haley Steinsfield. She played one of the twins' love interest in Sinner, starred Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler's movie. While the other young woman who plays the other twin, she plays Stax, I think. No, Smoke's love interest, and the Haley Steinfeld's plays Stax love interest. He didn't say anything about her, and she's a very dark-skinned black woman. She's of African heritage. So people in his comments were just like, whoa, like, what's this? And then I started to think about the leading women in Spike Lee movies, because I'm old enough to remember there was some pushback and a little critique when he cast Rosie Perez as his love interest in Do the Right Thing. And then I think of Mo Better Blues, which is like my favorite Spike Lee Denzel collab, and you had Spike Lee's sister play one of Bleak Gilliam's girlfriends. But the other is Cinda Williams, who plays Clark. And Cinda Williams, she's beautiful, she's talented. She's also, I believe, biracial. And if she isn't, she has that aesthetic. And then I'm just thinking, like, is there School Days, Tisha Campbell? I'm just thinking, and I'm like, put it in the comments. Is there a Spike Lee movie where the love interest, the pretty woman, is a brown-skinned or dark-skinned black woman? Or do they all look very, very ambiguous, culturally ambiguous? And this is not knocking. I believe biracial people are black folks of biracial descent. I'm not part of diaspora wars. I'm not part of the whatever they call them. One drop rule is you decide whatever you want. I'm gonna love you and accept you. That's not the point. But we cannot deny there's a history of colorism in the film industry. And when there are actual African American men at the helm of these movies, they tend to perpetuate that. Sterling King, he's on record saying he purposely picks darker skinned women to play his wife and love interest because that's not seen. It's not seen in Hollywood. So even he acknowledges it, and he uses his power to change the narrative. And I think what really made it stick out in this movie is that the acting wasn't. And I hate critiquing. I just hate critiquing people because I know it's difficult to put yourself out there, to showcase your talent, and to be under the microscope. But I just kept thinking, like, you could have got a better actress. But was her look, the look, I don't know. It took me out of the movie. It took me out of the action because I'm like, she's not acting like a woman whose son has been kidnapped. So then I started to think, is she part of the kidnapping? Because the emotion wasn't there. And then there's these singers who are auditioning, and then I'm just like, they're better singers. And that doesn't mean that the artist didn't have talent. It just seemed, it was very pronounced that, to me, and this is my assumption, that these actresses were chosen because of their look versus their skill. And I think the look was that they were racially ambiguous, very, very light-skinned women. So that's my question. Am I totally off base? Should I have just watched the movie, ate my popcorn, and gone home? But, Spike Lee, he spent a lot of time critiquing Tyler Perry now. And I'm like, at least Tyler Perry cast Kimberly Elise in Diary of a Black Woman, and she was the lead. I mean, she was the wife in John Q, but I'm like, was John Q a Spike Lee movie? Because if it is, then I'm wrong, and Spike, I apologize. I don't know if Spike Lee would cast Kimberly Elise, who's also beautiful, and she's super talented. Like, she's a great actress. Then I thought, would he have cast her in a role like this? And I don't know. Let me know.